right, 7:18. So the National Hurricane Center is rolling out some key changes ahead of this season. Updates to the new forecast cone, a new storm surge alerts. So I spoke to the director of the National Hurricane Center, Dr. Michael Brennan. So the National Hurricane Center is rolling out some key changes ahead of this season. One to the forecast cone and new storm surge alerts. I'm now joined with the director of the National Hurricane Center. This is Dr. Michael Brennan. Thank you for your time. Now, the forecast cone is something that people have followed for years. Tell me about the changes that people can expect this year.
Yeah, you'll see a couple of changes. On the operational cone graphic, the one everybody's been used to seeing, the biggest change this year is we're going to have inland tropical storm and hurricane watches and warnings shown on that cone. We've been experimenting with that for the last couple of years. It was really useful in a storm like Hurricane Helene back in 2024 when we had catastrophic wind damage all the way inland into western North Carolina. But it's a way to just better convey the threat of those wind hazards, that aren't just coastal risks, but inland risks, there in Southeast Texas, like we saw with Beryl back in 2024 as well. So it's a way to just help better message that threat.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. I think a really big misconception when people look at that forecast cone, they think that's the actual risk where it's really showing the track. So how do you think that this will make it a little more clear and easy for people to understand?
Well, right away, it'll show that the risk for wind, given the watches and warnings, often extends well outside the cone. And then actually, the way we've designed it is they cover up the cone. So you don't even see the cone in that shorter term time range. You see where the wind watches and warnings are. And that's a start to try to, again, message that the track of the center is only the center. Then the storm often is hundreds or even thousands of miles across, with hazards extending well away from the center itself.
Yes, I agree. And so this is, something that you're going to implement everywhere. Speak a little bit about Hawaii and some of the changes that y'all are implementing this year.
Yeah, so as folks in Southeast Texas know, we've had a storm surge watch warning we rolled out for the Gulf Coast, the U.S. East Coast back in 2017. It's been almost a decade. It's been really successful in highlighting the risk of that life-threatening hazard. So this year we're rolling out that storm surge watch warning and all the other real-time storm surge products for the main Hawaiian Islands to help give them that same level of service for that particular life-threatening hazard. So if we have a threat there, there'll be the storm surge watch warning and some of the graphical products we use to convey that reasonable worst-case scenario for storm surge to help folks plan and make evacuation decisions.
Okay, these are amazing changes because, we know that when it comes to the forecast cone and it comes to the watches, the warnings that y'all put out, it's just to save lives. This is all about safety. Oh, I love Dr. Michael Brennan. Again, he's the director for the National Hurricane Center. And so it really is just making everything a little more clear for people to understand.
I know, it must be cool, the chit chat between you two.
Yes. I know. I think it's incredible, too, even after every year, how they can still come up with more products that are just making it easier for or for more people to understand, either the track or the concerns. And
well, and I love that you guys have this relationship because you and I would not be following news coming out of these organizations, and so you're such a good conduit to say, look, here's all the science that's changing. Here's what it means to you.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught it at the very beginning. They're also now going to do this for Hawaii, so they're doing this for the Pacific. Yes,
and they just had their floods.
And so now we're all going to be uniform, and everything will look the exact same. So I think that'll make it again just easier for people to understand. Even if you go to their website, you're going to quickly see, okay, where's the watch, where's the warning, where's the track.
Good for us. Okay, easy to understand is that you have really put this little bullseye on Saturday just so it's clear for us.
You know what? I did. That's exactly right. I kind of thought about